Okay.
Can you see that now?
Yes, we can. Can everybody see that?
Yep.
Thumbs up. Okay. Whakataki, tiho.
Tiho, kiti, uru, whakataki, tiho,
Whakateho ki te tonga. Kia ma,
kina, kina,
kiuta,
kiuta,
kia ma, taratai, ki tai,
Aka, ananiki,
Yeah,
atakura,
yeah.
Teo, hi hoka.
he hoka,
Okay.
he
hei
ho,
Māori ora.
ti hei Māori ora.
A little bit out of sync there. It's a bit hard to do a joint
Yeah,
when we're on Zoom. So once again, welcome to us all. Moving on to the agenda proper. 2 conflicts of interest, members to declare if any. If we can just use a hand up if you do need to raise your hand. Apologies, I think we're all in attendance. I hadn't heard from Tiro or Ra. Harriet, had you had a message from either of Tiro or Ra?
I haven't received any apologies
Okay.
from either of them.
Okay, so moving on, item number 4, late items, there is none. Number 5, items to be considered under section 41A of Lagoima, there is none. So we'll move straight on to the item number 6, the 2021 representation review, the initial proposal for decision, and that's on page 121 of your agenda. I understand there has been a addition, a supplementary change to the recommendation. I think, has everybody seen that? Can you raise your hand if you haven't seen it? Okay. Okay, so you have the agenda item in front of you. It's for decision today. I'll invite Angela Jane. Angela, if you would like to speak to the report, please.
Thank you, Lynn. Yes, the report is covered all the matters that we've had in discussion with you and through the community workshops that we held in early August. That tabled item about the name of the ward, that's another one of the must-dos, is actually name it. And while at one stage we thought we would just go with generic names, we never discussed that with you. So what some other councils are doing is consulting on the names while they're in this first initial proposal phase. And the Local Government Commission confirmed that that's fine to do that. So we think that's a pretty good interim step to have these generic names in the proposal, but ask if people have a better name, and then we can take that decision as part of the final proposal in November. We're happy to take any questions on anything.
Okay, thank you, Angela. Is there any questions of clarity that councillors have on the report? Okay, is there someone prepared to move the recommendations? Moved by Councillor Johnson, seconded by, sorry, I can't see my full screen. Is somebody?
Oh, sorry. Would you like me to take the recommendation down, Your Worship?
Yes, just so I can see who's seconding it, sorry. It's been moved by Councillor Johnson, seconded by Councillor Mailman. So it's now open up for discussion. So any discussion on the proposal? Councillor Peterson?
Yeah, Kira there, all. Yeah, I've already decided that I won't support the 300,000. If I'd like that, I would delete that. If we've got to go up to that in negotiations, well, that's it. But somewhere along the way, we have to stop paying these ridiculous amounts to people.
Councillor Peterson, I'm sorry, I'm not too sure where you are with the agenda. We are looking at the representation review, initial proposal.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. Mea culpa. Yeah.
Okay. Is there any questions on the agenda item? There appear. Oh, Councillor Gaffel.
Could I just get it clarified? The position over the we've got the Maori ward. The position over the iwi reps is decided by the new council. Is that right? what happened, to the ones who are unelected ones?
Okay, that's part of our MOU partnership agreements with our two iwi, and that will be, as it has been in the past, the appointments processes for the, as you've rightly said, for the first meeting of the new council.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay,
Sorry. What?
Councillor Peterson.
Yeah, sorry. I think I'll be on board this time. What I meant to say is I still support having a total of 10 councillors rather than 8. I think the diversity is an important issue.
Okay, is there any further comments or discussion?
Just
Yeah.
a comment that I think that the report clearly reflected the opinions of the people at both workshops and with the public and also with ourselves.
Okay, if there's no further discussion, and there are Councillor Kafal.
Yeah, I see where Chris is coming from, Lynn. I think that the diversity thing is a bit of a question mark over this. I am favouring the 8 councillors, but I think the diversity thing is a bit of a question mark in that that may just cut down that. But I'm hoping that people are going to look at this in a way where that diversity will be sorted out. So I'm going with the 8.
Okay, thank you, Councillor. I also think it's important that this is our initial proposal and it's going out now for public consultation, for submissions and through a hearing process. So there is time, I think, for people who may have a different view to most certainly put that view forward. No other question, no other discussion? Sorry, Tim.
Thank you, Your Worship. I'm just supporting Councillor Peterson, and this was raised by me in the workshop. I do support a larger council, and the proposal I put forward in my feedback was for 10 councillors and a mayor as well. So I do think that that adds to the diversity, the more people there are. But I'm happy to go with what's coming back in the feedback from the community. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Johnson, did you have your hand up? Councillor Peterson?
And I see now how I got myself ballsed up. But what I meant to say was I don't think the remuneration for councils is a thing which guarantees you any better councillors if you pay them more.
Okay, Councillor Holmes.
Oh, it's just that I think that when this goes out, we want to make it quite clear, particularly we need to, and Angela's done it well today with the rural advisory group. We just need to explain to the rural people how the whole system is working, because I think there's a lot out there that are expecting another rural ward, and I think it's the way we sell it's going to be the way people accept it.
Absolutely, I'd agree with that. I thought that was a good presentation again through our rural advisory group. But I also note too, the representation review, given it's led through by legislation, there's so many moving parts to it. It's not easy to understand. We all know we've had a couple of workshops around it to try and get a better understanding of it, but we are governed by some constraints within that legislation and some criteria that we have to meet. So getting that across out through to the public is not going to be without its challenges. And I'm heartened to see that, like the communication plan that's around this as well. So if there's no further discussion, it's been moved and seconded by Councillor Johnson and Councillor Mailman. There's no further discussion. I'll put the motion, and that is the recommendations contained on page 121. Numbers 1 to 6, noting the changes in 1C, that the two wards would be, the interim ward names will be Masterton General Ward and Masterton Maori Ward. And the item number 4, notes the ward names would be confirmed through the consultation process, with interim names reflecting the district-wide boundary in association with Masterton. So I'll put the motion. All those in favour, could you please raise your right hand so I can see it? Those against? Motion is carried. Okay, so that concludes the business of our extraordinary meeting. We needed, I think, as the report says, I think we had till the 31st, was it, to make this decision. So now within the statutory timeframes that we're working in. So thank you very much, Angela, to you and your staff for the work that has had to go into this to get this to the stage so that we can begin the public consultation on September the 3rd. So